This is the lobby of the Royal Alberta Museum in Edmonton, Alberta. In addition to learning about Edmonton's recent and distant history, like our dinosaur namesake, Edmontosaurus, and checking out some cool invertebrates in the bug gallery, there are some traveling exhibits that are on display. Currently, and until July 28th, 2024, is Angkor, the Lost Empire of Cambodia. It features over 120 items, many of which are on tour for the first time, and is an immersive look into Angkor Wat's history and how it was formed, and why it was eventually abandoned. Personally, I enjoyed how the artifacts were presented, many with matching backgrounds to make you feel like you were in Cambodia, coming across them as you might in the rainforest. Along with some historical photos, it really gave a sense of how Angkor was discovered by Western explorers. After a few initial pieces to set the mood, the exhibit gets into explaining how Angkor was studied, with more modern archaeological digs into the centuries of soil, as well as the classic rubbings to capture details carved into the stones. Angkor was extremely successful, and over a long period of time with successive rulers, grew into a massive city. Part of the reason for its success is due to the use of canals and reservoirs to manage water, ensuring a constant supply for the growth of rice and daily needs of the people. With basic human needs taken care of, the city was able to invest time into artistic endeavors, such as building temples and carving statues of Hindu gods and Buddhist figures. I was really impressed with the details of the carvings. The minute details and scale of work and planning that went into some of the long mural-like pieces was really amazing. This figure, missing their arms, tells of the unfortunate history, as looters often knocked over and broke statues as they looked for gold offerings and other valuables. Modern technology, like the use of LiDAR, has enabled researchers to envision the city's structure and found it is much more impressive than previously thought, having not only a system of canals, but roads to lead throughout the city and outside to enable trade with the surrounding areas. What really impressed me is that some of the roads are still in use 1,000 years later. All of this helped to further increase the success of Angkor. There are also a number of interactive exhibits, where you can assemble your own temple even. The temple complex represents Mount Meru with its 5 peaks, the home of the Hindu gods. This figure is a monkey guardian. This room was arranged to be a bit of a pathway to an inner sanctum, with some figures at the end wall. Of course, I had to go back and view the figures on the right side as well, especially since Garuda sits as a guardian. I enjoyed seeing the detail on their wings, right down to their feathered tail. The rulers and administrators really recognized the importance of water, and one of the halls showed the lingas that are still present in the waterways. During the monsoon season, water flows over these, which are representations of Shiva, and by doing so, the water is purified and travels on to the reservoirs and rice paddies. Other statues and carved structures would be used in rituals to maintain the Dharma, or correct order of cosmic law. Offerings would be made of fruit, clarified butter, and drinks, and the statue itself would be bathed. There were also more personal items belonging to the elite, including parts of a palanquin, silver and bronze jewelry, a silver plate, and this replica of a harp-like instrument. This one was made from wild jackfruit, rose and redwoods, goatskin, and more modern nylon strings. The detail on the head was worth a second look. It's believed that Angkor Wat was eventually abandoned due to several years of drought, which led to difficulties in food stability. There were also a number of other contributing factors, like a 7-month-long attack on the kingdom, in which many prisoners and gold were taken from the city. The archaeological record shows there was a decline in the number of ceramics produced, which likely echoes the population decline. By the end of the 15th century, Angkor Wat was abandoned, and the jungle began to slowly reclaim the land. The exhibit, however, continued to impress with a variety of artifacts, including this elephant's bell. After visiting the exhibit, I really had a better understanding of Angkor Wat's history, and I felt inspired to even think about planning a visit to Cambodia someday. The exhibit also discussed restoration efforts, as well as how pieces that had been stolen by art collectors were being returned to Cambodia. This interactive display allowed you to discover how difficult it is to reassemble statues. Here, 2 fighters are surrounded by several onlookers. It was pretty easy figuring out the fighters, but the surrounding onlookers, well, it was tougher than it looked, and I messed something up that the system didn't approve of. I guess I will admit I failed. There is also a look into the more recent history with the Khmer Rouge. Fortunately, the Khmer culture is still alive today, with vibrant outfits and Khmer shadow theater. The details of the leather puppets always impresses me, and it was a shame that I couldn't see them in motion. All in all, this exhibit was amazing to visit. If you are in Edmonton or one of its following tour locations, it is well worth checking out. I would also like to express gratitude to Damien Evans and his colleagues, whose research contributed greatly to what is known about Angkor Wat today. As always, thanks for watching.